Hello, everybody, again. So as mentioned, we have a third interview today, and it is with Diana Osberg, because for those of you who maybe did join earlier in the week, oh, sorry, no, it was last week. Gosh, time flies when you're having a pandemic. Unfortunately, we were unable to share the video for various reasons. So we are going to be redoing the interview today, and the hope is that you will find quite a bit of amazing information in it. So without further ado, let me invite Diana Osberg onto our call. Oh, I keep saying call, but it's not a call, it's an Instagram live. Okay, so just waiting for, there we go. You should have a button there, Diana, that you should be able to click. Instagram has been giving us hassles the last day or two. And I noticed YouTube as well. A couple of videos just refused to upload today. So we've been having a few issues all around. Whilst we wait for that invite to go through and for Diana to join the live, for those of you who don't know, because again, the video was unable to save the last time. My battery died as we were ending, but I've made sure to charge my phone today. Diana is, well, so multifaceted, just incredibly so. Okay, hang on, let's see here. Let's see, we have a request. That's coming through again, Diana. There we go. Hello, hello, hello.
We're on.
We're
Hello
on.
there.
Yes,
I'll say good morning, and I think it's probably good evening for you, right?
it is indeed. It is indeed. And thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this again. I didn't realize when I suggested today that it's, of course, your election today.
Yes.
So, I hope that we haven't thrown a spanner in your works.
Oh, not at all. No, I actually voted by mail about 3 weeks ago.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, excellent. So you're all sorted. I trust that
Yes.
the mood in your area is okay. We have been saying our prayers for you guys because I do worry about what's going to happen in the States. You know, we don't like to put it out into the universe, but by the same token, you can't ignore reality. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Are things
it's
okay
true.
where
And
you are? Sort of the mood?
so far things are quiet. There have been protests all summer around here, and there was even some activity down the street from where I live earlier in the summer, where people were burning buildings and looting and that kind of thing. But where I am, I'm fairly safe. But I think we all need to spread as much love as possible, good high vibrations, and try to get out of this loop of anger and fear that we've been in for a long time, and start getting to know our
Absolutely.
neighbors. Get to know your neighbor, talk to your neighbors.
Yes.
When you go out, you go to the stores, make eye contact with people and chat with them, just trivial things. How's your day going? Isn't it beautiful out? Or isn't it nice to have some rain? We need it. That kind of thing. Those are important to really create a solid foundation in your community. And that's where your support will come from.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. You know, this whole year I've been having various discussions with my clients across the board. And, well, first of all, the one thing that I notice is I have two very distinct camps in terms of who comes to me for coaching sessions. And I actually brought it up with a few of them because it couldn't be more different, and yet the similarities are so deeply there. And it's Republican Caucasian males over the age of 50 and African American women under the age of 30.
Uh-huh.
And what is so strange from what I suppose it's not strange, but what I kind of said to both sets of clients is what I find so interesting is at their core, they're the same person. And they kind of go, well, it can't be. And I'm like, no, it is. You forget that I'm hearing all your deep, dark secrets and, you know, your hopes and your fears and what you're wanting for your life and your family. And I could, if I didn't know the name at the top of the page when I'm taking my notes, I could easily mismatch it and put like one with the other because you all have base, you know, desires. And that is you want a stable home, you want a good life for your kids, and you want to protect your homestead. And they kind of both look at me and go, really? And I'm like, yeah, you don't think it, but you have more in common than you think. Don't let society tell you otherwise.
We're
So,
all
yeah,
human. We're all human, and we all have commonalities, fundamental commonalities that bind us, and we are all one. We're bound together in energy.
absolutely.
We're energetic beings. In the same light, we're each of us is unique. Each of us has our own unique path to follow. Um, but fundamentally, we're all the same. But you know, I do want to comment about sameness, though. We need to honor, not just tolerate, but honor and um, love even the differences. The differences are beautiful. It's
Absolutely.
what makes the world so engaging and interesting and makes life worth living because, well, one of the many things, but because of the differences, it just makes life more fun, I think. Um,
Oh,
we have
absolutely,
to
for
get, we
sure.
have to get, we have to get out of this mindset that in order to get along, we all have to be the same.
And that is so true. You know, it's that old saying, variety is the spice of life at the end of the
Yes.
day. So, yeah. Now, speaking of variety, we obviously covered this the last time, but as I was just saying before we got on the live, or before you joined, um, I wasn't able to save the video, so we have to go over everything again. Now, I don't mind, you might, but I'm quite excited to hear the story all over again
I don't
because
mind.
you
I
are
always love to talk
so
about
okay. You're so multifaceted. I mean, there's so many different things about you. You're a woke gardener. You're a sound therapist. You are an event and film producer. You've got this varied career, and it's kind of something that I've always aspired to having. Not that I'm on the right path, I think, but I've kind of settled down now. But why don't you tell us a bit about you and your background and how you got to where you are now?
Well, I think it's important to maintain a curiosity about life. I think most people have it, but it gets shut down in early life um, because you're told that you're not supposed to do this and you're not supposed to think that and not supposed to feel this certain way. But I've always lived life with a passion ever since I was a very young child, and had this natural curiosity again, which we all have, but mine was just
Mm-hmm.
busting at the seams. And I started acting on stage at the age of 4. That's how early that all started, and then doing radio work and became a singer. Um, and coming up through as I got older, became a writer and did some directing on stage and producing stage and have produced some film. Um, but there's always been this spiritual side of me that I have kept very private. It's something that was a big mystery that and I could feel the power, but I didn't know if it was really normal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as I got older and started working, in the corporate world, still in the entertainment industry, but I was working for worked for a couple of big studios. Um, it's a very competitive and stressful environment, and I found myself
Yes.
sitting at a desk. and not out on set anymore running around. And I felt like my hope for life was fading. A lot of the dreams that I'd had were dimming, and trying to maneuver around that, trying to reignite that. And I found one day when I was backing out of my parking space after work, I realized I couldn't turn my head to look backwards, that I was frozen.
Wow.
And I thought, oh, wow. And I wasn't that old. So I needed to do something about it. And that's when I started taking some yoga classes. I don't like jumping around in a gym. For some people, that's
Okay.
great. Not in my nature. I wanted something that was more introspective, that speaks more to who I am as a spirit. So I started taking yoga classes just merely for the physical aspect of it, and I studied what turned out to be Yin yoga, some Hatha yoga too, but mostly Yin, which I really love. I won't get into it; that's a whole nother program. But but as I was studying, I began to feel better. And even though after work I was exhausted and totally stressed out, I made myself go to my weekly yoga classes. And I'd come home full of energy. And I thought, wow, if yoga can do that for me, what else is there? What other kind of holistic practice can I explore to get even more bang? So
Right.
I was looking at different yoga studios in the area, and we have here in Los Angeles, they're every place. And I noticed one that had something called a sound bath. So, oh wow, what's that? Because I was a musician and a singer, and anything musical sound wise just really floats my boat. So
Mm.
I saw the description and it said crystal singing bowls. Oh, crystal singing bowls, it sounds like heaven. So I signed up and I did the sound bath. And the first time I saw or heard the crystal singing bowls, and there were gongs too, but the crystal singing bowls really spoke to me. I thought, oh, I want one. So fast forward a few years after that, I finally bought one. And in between, I studied some shamanistic practices. I took meditation classes, breath work classes, which I didn't realize I was so tight that when I took in a full breath, my back started cramping up. And I think we all get kind of stuck in this
Mm.
pattern of energy where we're just, eyes straight forward, monkey mind going all the time, and we've got to get this done, and we're in that fight or flight mode all the time, and we're releasing cortisol and adrenaline into our systems, which are really hard on the heart and other systems. They're not healthy for us. We need to come back into balance, and that's what these practices do, is bring us back into balance. So crystal singing bowls, I bought one, I bought another one, I kept buying them, and at the time I was working for a studio, and one of my co-workers was a new yoga teacher, and she wanted to kind of
Right.
do a test class. So she was teaching some of us for free after work, which was really nice. And I asked her, well, would you mind if I came in and did a sound bath for the classes? And she, oh, yes, yes, yes. So I did that. Everybody loved it. It was so much fun. I thought I need to share this technology. It's been around for about 5,000 years, by the way. It's not a new
Mm-hmm.
practice. And that opened up an opportunity for me to work with a local yoga studio and with a couple of Reiki masters who were doing a monthly Reiki circle. So they invited me to come in and do the sound bath, and that just really took off like wildfire. We were filling up every month. Then from there it just all blossomed. I took a couple of certification courses, and got certified in Yin Yoga to teach, and really started focusing on my breath work. Started taking classes for formalized training in different techniques like Sudarshan Kriya, which I love. It's tremendously powerful. So it's a long journey, and I'm still on it. And I'm a writer, and I have different websites that I've created and blogs. So it's fun. I love it.
I see. So this is such an incredible story, and myself having, I would say, gone through a similar journey, but definitely explored these different ancient technologies, the different types of yoga, the different types of breath work. I've been exposed to Sudarshan Kriya as well, and I only recently discovered sound baths. And unfortunately, to date, I've only been able to do them on YouTube. And I look forward to being able to go to a live sound bath. I think it would just be amazing. But
it's a
besides,
different
yeah,
experience live. It's a totally different experience. Unfortunately, the sound doesn't carry well electronically. You only get a certain
yes,
aspect of it. When it's live, it will immerse you. I mean, most of the day we're in a beta wave state. Our brains are in beta wave,
mm-hmm,
which is that fight or flight. And then when we come into a relaxation mode, our brain shifts to alpha waves. But what happens with the sound bath is that it will immerse you into a theta wave state, which is a a lucid dream state. It's that state like,
mm-hmm,
when you're just about to go to sleep, you're still aware of what's around you, but you're in a fog and you feel like you're just going to fall off a cliff or onto a cloud or something.
mm,
That's the theta wave state, and that's where deep healing can take place. And healing takes place when you're in a relaxed state anyway. But when you can pass through the
true,
relaxed alpha wave state and into the theta wave state, so you're much deeper, that's when you start releasing. And we're all made of vibrations. We're not solid mass. We're vibrating energy,
right,
electromagnetic energy. So a lot of that energy gets stuck in various places in our body due to trauma. And with a sound bath, and a lot of these other technologies too will release, but particularly with a sound bath, when you can sit down into a theta wave state, you'll start releasing things like anger, fear, deep sorrow, heartache, that those things that you just haven't been able to let go of will start coming up on their own and releasing.
no, for sure, and that is something that I think so many people need access to, but they don't even know that it exists, let alone that they can access it. So I do hope that, with our little platform, and with the Wellness Lifestyle Conference, that we're able to start bringing more and more information out into the world, and showing people what they can actually achieve in terms of healing their own bodies in very simple, non-invasive ways, just by starting to, like you say, release old trauma, release that stress, release that anger, so that
Yeah,
your body can actually start to heal.
and what's interesting now with the sound baths, it's better if somebody else does it for you, because that way you can
Mm-hmm.
allow your monkey mind to settle down. You don't have to engage your intellect, and you can just let it happen. But a lot of these other technologies, like yoga, like the breath work, well, if you come to the conference on November 14th, you'll see my presentation. It's more of an interactive presentation, because I'm going to teach you some techniques, some self-care techniques that you can do at home to do the same thing, to release this stuck energy. And it's through uh, acupressure points, massaging, what they call meridian tapping, heart coherence,
Mm-hmm.
and they're easy things that you can make a practice of every day, to release certain things and to let go of old stagnant energy that no longer serves you, and to bring in fresh, vital life force energy and circulate it through your body, and then store it in your lower dantian to have available for you when you need it.
Amazing. So, sorry, the line broke up there a little bit, but I could make up what you were saying. So for those of you who maybe just couldn't, what Diana was saying is she's going to be teaching some really deep, intense techniques that people can use at home to start their healing journey. And that is going to be on the Wellness Lifestyle Conference. And as always, the link is in my bio. So people can click through and purchase a ticket and get access to Diana's premium content. Now, before we go, the one thing that I spoke to you a little bit about last time, and yet again, very excited to ask you about. Please do share with us, what is woke gardening?
Oh, this is one of my favorite babies. Woke is a state of being mindfully aware of everything in and around you. And Woke Gardener is my pandemic project. It's a website that I started, that I've written all of the blogs, and then I've curated a lot of content, videos and podcasts and that kind of thing. And it operates on several tiers. Part of it is about being aware as a gardener, using regenerative practices, not using chemicals, no chemical pesticides, everything natural, organic, that kind of thing. Treating the environment with more love and care, and eating clean food, eating a plant-based diet, either reducing or eliminating the meat and meat products. But there are different practices that you can use to heal yourself in your own garden. I live in a little apartment, and I have an open porch on the front of my unit where I've started a little container garden. So, no matter where you live, you can grow something. And as a woke
Absolutely.
gardener, you can take the time to come into the present moment, which is when life takes place. Life is not yesterday or tomorrow. It is right now at this very moment. And that's when you can bring your body, heart, mind, and spirit into balance and wellness, and focus on your plants as you're watering them and treating them with tender, loving care. And just noticing, spend some time with a plant or two and just notice, what's the texture, what's the color, is there some are there dead leaves on it, or is it really flourishing? Just all of those little details. And when you do that, you bring yourself into a type of meditation. You can also do this in your own garden, or go to a park, and you can practice meditation there. You can practice Qigong or yoga, or just sit and observe. These are all really healthy practices for us. And there's so much more to it. You can visit the site at wokegardener.com and explore. There's tons of content on there, and I'm always putting something new on. The last couple of posts have been about some of my adventures as I travel. And I miss traveling. Go away, pandemic, so I can travel again.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. But okay, thank you so much for joining us today, Diana. Lastly, how should people get in touch with you if they want to reach out?
Go to my website, innerstoryretreats.com, and sign up for my newsletter. I don't spam, and just sign up so that you can get the news on the newest content. I teach, right now I have a couple of breathwork classes that I'm teaching, and from time to time I'll offer some yoga, yin yoga and restorative yoga classes. And I've also started offering some individual work with energy. In fact, I think with the conference, I have a special offer for people who join the conference. You can get a special rate on, I think it's an hour-long session that I'm going to do.
Yes.
One-on-one to do acupressure and self massage and you know, just moving that energy out and doing some things that help to boost your immune system, that kind of thing. And then I'm also, this month I'm launching some one-on-one coaching sessions. They're going to be focusing on wellness and mindfulness. So look for that. If you sign up on my website, you'll get an announcement. I should be able to launch it in the next week or two. And I'm really excited about that. It's a time when we all need somebody to talk to, and sometimes, you know, during these pandemics, it's very stressful, and you don't always get what you need by talking to your mother or to other family members or friends. And so it's the coaching is all about coming into a neutral, safe zone with me for an hour where we can discuss ways, you know, figure out what it is that's keeping you from moving forward, what's keeping you stuck, what are your fears, where do you want to go, how do you want to get there. And I will also teach you as we go along different practices that you can use, again, to release fear and sadness and grief. All these things come with being shut in and being fearful of this pandemic and other issues. And we'll work together to put together a special program that just for you, that practice that you can do every day to help to release these things and help you move forward in a healthier way.
Fantastic. Well, Diana, thank you so much for joining us again today. We really do appreciate it.
My pleasure.
I will be tagging you in the comments on this as well, so please do follow Diana Osberg on Inner Story Retreats. Please go to her website, innerstoryretreats.com, sign up for her newsletter. Please do check out wokegardener.com. It's officially my new favorite website. And and please do click the link in my bio so that you can get access to Diana's premium content on the Wellness Lifestyle Conference. And we look forward to seeing you all there. And Diana, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.